California, once the shining star of the American dream, is now facing a new kind of disaster, one that's spreading street by street, neighborhood by neighborhood. It's not fire or drought this time. It's the explosion of homelessness that's quietly turning once thriving cities into eerie ghost towns. The sights are heartbreaking: rows of tents, boarded-up businesses, and once bustling downtowns reduced to silence. Families are fleeing, tourism is dwindling, and locals are left wondering if their communities will ever recover from this downward spiral. If you care about what's happening to our communities, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story like this one. Let's talk about the real issues no one wants to face. 1. San Francisco, the city that lost its shine. San Francisco used to be a tech mecca, known for its stunning skyline, iconic Golden Gate Bridge, and progressive culture. But now, entire neighborhoods are unrecognizable. Streets like Market and Tenderloin are lined with tents, littered with needles, and overwhelmed by people struggling to survive. Small businesses can't operate safely anymore. Tourists are canceling trips. Residents are fleeing, tired of stepping over human waste and worrying about safety. The city has tried spending billions on housing solutions, but the results are nowhere to be seen. With a homeless population of over 8,000 and growing, even high-rise apartment complexes sit empty as landlords can't find willing tenants. Crime has skyrocketed, and once vibrant districts have turned into no-go zones. Schools are losing enrollment, parks are unsafe for families, and public transit has become unpredictable. San Francisco is in crisis, and it's not just about homelessness, but the total breakdown of what used to be a thriving urban life. 2. Los Angeles, the city of angels in crisis. In Los Angeles, the homeless crisis has reached apocalyptic levels. The infamous Skid Row is just the beginning. Tent cities stretch for blocks in Venice, Hollywood, and even suburban areas like Van Nuys. The city is home to more than 70,000 homeless individuals, and that number is climbing rapidly. Local officials declare states of emergency, but little seems to change. The cost of living is through the roof. Rental prices are unaffordable, even for people working full-time jobs. Public parks have become encampments. Sidewalks are cluttered with makeshift shelters. And the downtown core, once alive with business and nightlife, is being abandoned. Even residents in middle-class neighborhoods are now moving out. Schools are closing. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Crime is rising, and emergency services are stretched dangerously thin. Businesses large and small are leaving the city in search of stability. LA is teetering on the edge of collapse, with no clear path forward. 3. Oakland, a city hollowed out. Just across the bay from San Francisco, Oakland is following the same bleak path. What was once a city rich with culture, music, and resilience is now cracking under pressure. Encampments can be found under every freeway bridge, in public parks, and along every major road. Even school zones aren't spared. Crime in Oakland has become a daily threat. Robberies, burglaries, and assaults are on the rise, often in broad daylight. Businesses have been forced to shut down because customers no longer feel safe walking the streets or parking nearby. Grocery stores and pharmacies are closing locations due to repeated theft and safety concerns. Many families have left their homes, and entire blocks now resemble abandoned war zones, with shattered windows, graffiti-covered walls, and overgrown lots. The city's infrastructure is deteriorating. Trash pickup is inconsistent, and emergency response times have slowed. Public services are stretched too thin. And with little federal or state support making a meaningful impact, Oakland is slowly transforming into a ghost town, one block at a time. 4. Sacramento, California's capital in decline. Even the state's capital, Sacramento, is not immune to the crisis. As the seat of political power, you'd expect quick action here. But reality tells a different story. Downtown Sacramento has seen a drastic decline. Homeless camps surround government buildings, libraries, and public parks. Tourists who once came to visit Old Sacramento and the capital now steer clear of the area, citing safety concerns and aggressive panhandling. Residents complain of crime, property damage, and the constant fear of break-ins, car thefts, and vandalism. Local leaders promise solutions but deliver only temporary fixes. The city has poured millions into temporary housing, but without mental health support, addiction services, or job training, people simply cycle back into the streets. Sacramento's decline is proof that even political power can't shield a city from the social rot of homelessness, and without bold, systemic change, the spiral may only get worse. 5. San Diego, sun, surf, and suffering. San Diego has always been known for its beautiful beaches and year-round sunshine. But now, it's also known for one of the fastest-growing homeless populations in the state. Downtown San Diego, once bustling with nightlife and tourism, is now filled with encampments, boarded-up storefronts, and growing safety concerns. City sidewalks are impassable in some areas. Homeless individuals crowd beaches, bus stops, and shopping districts. Tents line freeway off-ramps, and makeshift shelters pop up near schools and hospitals. The city's convention center, usually hosting major events, was even converted into a shelter at one point. Despite millions spent on shelters and support services, San Diego's housing shortage and cost of living continue to drive people onto the streets. And like other cities on this list, the locals are leaving. Businesses are closing, homes are devaluing, tourism is declining, and the ghost town transformation is accelerating. What's causing this crisis? Several factors are fueling the rise of homelessness across California. Sky-high rent prices, inflation, a broken mental health system, drug addiction, and lack of affordable housing all play a role. Even people with jobs can't afford to live in many of these cities. And once someone falls into homelessness, it becomes nearly impossible to climb out. Shelters are full. Waiting lists for housing stretch for years. And mental health services are underfunded and overwhelmed, leaving countless people untreated and lost in the system. Meanwhile, taxpayers are losing faith. Billions are being spent, but there's little visible improvement. Frustration is growing across the board. People are demanding accountability and real solutions, not just political speeches or short-term band-aids. The business exodus, why companies are leaving. California's cities aren't just losing residents, they're losing businesses, too. Major retail chains have closed stores due to theft, safety concerns, and declining foot traffic. From San Francisco's Union Square to Los Angeles's Sunset Boulevard, empty storefronts are now a common sight. Tech companies are moving their headquarters to Texas and Florida. Small businesses, the backbone of local economies, are being crushed by high taxes, crime, and the inability to attract customers. Even restaurants and cafes that once thrived on downtown traffic are shutting their doors. The economic consequences of the homeless crisis are spreading far beyond the individuals affected, impacting job markets, tax revenue, and the overall livability of these once vibrant cities. The silent victims, children and families. It's not just single adults on the streets. More and more families with children are becoming homeless. In cities like Sacramento and San Diego, shelters are reporting record numbers of women and children needing help. Living in cars, hotels, or tents, these families face trauma, missed education, and health risks. Kids are growing up without a stable home, without safety, and without hope. Many suffer from anxiety, depression, and developmental delays. Teachers report children falling behind in school or disappearing altogether. And without intervention, they could become the next generation trapped in the same cycle, repeating the very struggle their parents couldn't escape. Is there any hope? Yes, but only if there's real change. That means more than just temporary shelters. California needs long-term solutions, affordable housing, mental health reform, addiction treatment, and job programs. It also needs accountability from local and state leaders who have promised results but delivered little. Cities like Houston have shown that it's possible to reduce homelessness with the right approach, by coordinating agencies, investing in permanent housing, and tracking progress. It's not easy, and it's not quick, but it's necessary. Without bold leadership and consistent follow-through, more cities in California will follow the same tragic path, losing both people and potential. Final thoughts: a state on the brink. California, the Golden State, is at a breaking point. The homeless crisis is not just a human tragedy, it's a civic collapse. 5 major cities are turning into ghost towns, not because of war or natural disasters, but because of policy failures, economic inequality, and political inaction. If this trend continues, the exodus will grow. More residents will leave. More businesses will fold. And the image of California as a land of opportunity will fade. But it's not too late. Change is still possible, if leaders act now, and if people demand accountability. If you believe in fixing our cities, restoring our communities, and giving people a second chance, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this truth.